What's going on, Geminites? It's your boy Gem Jonah Jameson, and today we're going to take a look at the new printing of the Untold Tales of Spider-Man Omnibus. Huge shout out to Marvel Comics for sending us an advanced copy of this book so that we can do an overview and share it with you all. As you can see, I do have the first printing on the desk, so we'll do a comparison. We'll take a look at the binding, we'll talk about the page count, the release date, the price, and we'll take a look at the artwork. But before we jump into all that, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these advanced overviews, statue unboxing, or weekly comic book day reviews. And also, we're doing a giveaway once we hit 125,000 subscribers, which, fittingly enough, we're giving away a Spider-Man premium format exclusive by Sideshow Collectibles. Hang out till the end of the video and I'll tell you what you got to do to enter. So before we jump into the overheads, let's take a look at the binding. So this is actually my first time cracking this open, so you know we got to stretch that spine, which is a technique that we use to try to relax the spine a little bit to avoid any kind of long-term damage. And we'll see what the binding looks like. You like to do this kind of a couple of times. All right, so this is sewn binding. You see we have that red ribbon there. It does lift up off of the hardcover as well so that it allows it to lay flat. This is another one of those books that has white borders around most of the artwork, which helps to avoid any gutter loss or artwork that you can't see in the spine there. All right, so the binding looks good. Let's jump into some overhead shots and we'll take a look at all those things that I mentioned before. All right, guys, here we have the first printing and the second printing. This book contains 808 pages. It has a release date of April 28th and a cover price of $100. This is the direct market variant, which is by Pat O'Leaf, who also did the regular cover, which is the cover for issue 1. Here we can see the spines are a little bit different. It looks like the paper stock is going to be a little bit thinner on the new printing, making the book thinner. So they made the logo a little bit thinner, but you have the same image of Spidey on the spine, Kurt Busiek, Pat O'Leaf. And then here is the back of the book, which looks very similar. So it was actually $99.99 and now it's $100. But it collects Amazing Fantasy 16 through 18, then Untold Tales of Spider-Man 1 through 25, with the annual from 1996 through 1997, Strange Encounter, and material from Amazing Spider-Man Annual 37. Basically, this book contains stories that were written in the 90s that took place during other stories in Spider-Man's history. So, for example, Amazing Fantasy 16 through 18 is what happens after AF 15, but before Amazing Spider-Man 1. And that's what you have here as well, and so on. Familiar stories that you know, but what happened in between them. So I already spoiled myself when I wanted to take a look at the binding. I was curious if they were going to redo this red faux leather hardcover with that royal blue shiny logo on the front, and they didn't do that. They did the actual covers on the hardcover. So this is, like I said, the regular cover, and it's also the cover for issue 1, and then the cover for the direct market variant. Let's just flip through to see if there's any differences before we start taking a look at the artwork itself. So same royal blue interiors, same cover page, same credits. Oh, this is a little bit different, right? So image on the top instead of the bottom. I guess because they added all this information, which they didn't do originally. And then we're jumping right into the book. So what's funny is I actually just started reading this book because somebody during our last live stream asked if I could read it and do a review. I had no idea Marvel was sending this book or that this was even being reprinted. So this came as a complete shock to me. I read the Amazing Fantasy issues. It has like this painted style, which will definitely change once we get into the Untold Tales of Spider-Man run. What's cool is that they're referencing these other heroes, the Fantastic Four and Thor, the X-Men, and they're already talking about how people seem to love the heroes, but they hate the mutants. So that's being established right here in the beginning. Again, there's Thor. And then here goes the first issue of this run. Then you have your more traditional comic book style artwork. So very cool to see a reprint of this omnibus. It was out of print for a long time. A lot of people wanted to get their hands on it to really complete their Spidey run. I mean, the stories are interesting, but it's kind of like, you know, filler stories, literally between the classic stories. But you gotta love Spider-Man art, especially in the 90s. This is the era that I grew up in. I had these single issues. And at that time, I never even knew what was the difference between this or the Todd McFarlane book or Amazing Spider-Man. It wasn't until I got older and I realized that, hey, if Spider-Man's selling, let's give him multiple titles so we can sell even more. Which is good business 101, right? All right, so here we go. You can see a couple different artists on here. The style changes a few times throughout the books. There's a Doc Ock story. Vulture story. So then you can see these are probably taking place during those single issue Spidey issues. Here's the Spider-Man annual with an all red cover. This is some funny thing. Green Goblin with the what was that guy's name? The big man, that big boss guy. The leader of the Enforcers. Looks like we're not going to really get any bonus materials on the back besides this little comic strip. Got a couple of covers here. Variants, it looks like. Oh, here you go. How to follow the Untold Tales of Spider-Man. So it tells you Amazing Spider-Man 6, then Untold Tales issue 1, Untold Tales issue 2, then Amazing Spider-Man 7. So the back tells you where exactly these stories take place. So that's pretty cool to have. And then the 2 dust jacket covers. So not only did the new printing keep the same price tag, you can actually get it for up to 50% off by checking out our sponsor, cheapgraphicnovels.com. They have great packaging, super fast shipping, and excellent customer service. Plus, they have a bargain bin where you can get titles up to 90% off. If you mention this channel and the memo at checkout for your first order, your second order will have free shipping in the United States. And like I said, we're doing a giveaway once we hit 125K. All you got to do is be subscribed to this channel and leave a comment on this video and any other video where I promoted the giveaway. Once we hit 125,000 subscribers, we'll go live, pick a video where I promoted the giveaway, and use a random YouTube comment generator to draw a worldwide winner. That's right, anywhere in the world we'll ship that Spider-Man statue if your name comes up. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, but don't go anywhere. Check out my other Omnibus hauls and overviews in the playlist to the right, and stay minty fresh. Peace.